easy to use, and also it's pretty amazing. Why it's amazing? Because you can actually change functions. The reason is that this function will return some value so that the next function can actually work on it. So this is pretty amazing, and it's very amazing. It's very concise. Sorry for that. It's very concise. You only need one single line of code to do a lot of stuff. So that's why you see that this wrapper function is choosing a button with the class called continue, and then it's actually providing, or it's inserting next step, this text, as an HTML formatted text inside this button continue, which means you will actually get a button that will have a name called next step. So it's doing a pretty pretty complex, not that complex obviously. I would rather say a quite complex calculation and styling and assignment with this single step. But using JavaScript is very easy. That's why you can see that they're doing multiple stuff in this example with just one single line of code. So you can go over to these examples, and if you want to check out JavaScript plugins or people who have created free plugins like sliders, slideshows, modals, and other type of JavaScript or web page related plugins, then you should head over to JQuery.in. So this website has got responsive sliders, video, audio, gallery, navigation, scroll, typography, and lots of other stuff. You can go and check it over. So I won't be going any further with this because this is not an exhaustive series about jQuery. We are only going to be interested in what's required to create the web page far more interactive using Node.js and jQuery. So let's head over to our application. So we are going to create 3 files. So our website will be comprised of 3 files, as I was talking about. One will be the HTML template, which is basically the HTML page. Then we will have the JSON file, which is the database type replica, as I was talking about. I created a sort of replica of the database. So I'd like to remind you that I will obviously discuss about actual databases later on, and this is actually the JSON file where our server will be pulling all the data, and then our server will place that data in this handler that I have highlighted. So these are the data that we will be pulling. Now this one is the heart, or you could say this is the brain of our website. Our user or visitor may not recognize it, but this is the most important part. So let's get started. First, all we need to do, head back to your original script that you created. So we have seen in the previous episodes that how we can create a simple server, and our server only it only took a list by itself that we defined in this very script, and then that script was used to display that script was actually used to display as an HTML type data or HTML type page on the browser. That was only one single file. Now we will have to create 3 distinct files. Before we go ahead, I would like to actually talk about 2 more stuff. The first thing that I'm interested in talking about is the file system module. If you look into this server that I've created, sorry for that. So we are using the file system, and we are also using something called Cheer.io, or maybe people might call it Cheerio or Cheer.io. No matter what you call it, it's just another module, and this module will be responsible for using, or it will be responsible for bringing in the jQuery functionality to our Node.js. So let's head back to our original script that we created in our previous episodes. Now, as I was talking about, we will need the um, we will actually need the HTTP module like always, because we will have to create the server. Then we will also need to have the file system module. Now this is pretty interesting. Why? Because previously, you know, JavaScript did not have the ability to use any sort of manipulation technique. You could not use any sort of manipulation technique on a clients or on a visitors or or any sort of local machines. Like you could not go over to the machine from your browser to manipulate or to create a file, to save a file on that local machine. But using Node, we can do that easily. I mean, it's just very easy if you get the hang of it. We only need to understand two basic stuff before we can head over to this file system module. Now, if you look at this file system module, this module contains something. It contains multiple methods, of course, but inside those methods, you can see something that's known as callback. Now, this callback is a function. We will be using that. This callback is a function or an anonymous function in JavaScript terminology. It will be an anonymous function that we will pass in as an argument. So if I click on something like file fs or fs read, I'm looking for fs read file. Okay, I guess I lost it. So let's look at one of the